afternoon, everyone. The National Service Scheme NITT chapter wishes all women around the world a very happy International Women's Day. Celebrating this day, we have Mrs. Aditi Gupta, entrepreneur and co-founder of Menstrupedia, a needed friendly guide to menstruation, mainly aiming to shatter the myths around periods. A graduate from National Institute of Design, as a Ford Research Scholar, she has done research intensively to understand the lack of awareness about periods and the social stigmas and conventions sticking to it. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm glad
Uh,
to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. So, first, talking about Menstrupedia, what were the initial difficulties you had faced during the early stages of Menstrupedia?
Okay. Early stages of menstruation. I think all the difficulties that a student, a bunch of students who are starting a company, face. Um, we knew that. So menstruation. So okay. So Menstrupedia used to be our classroom project at the National Institute of Design. We turned into a diploma project, a research project, which was with the Ford Foundation. And then, you know, after working in 2 years in e-learning field, getting married, Tuhin and I have started Menstrupedia. And this story is incomplete without him. So I'm going to bring his name uh, every now and then. So when Tuhin and I started Menstrupedia, our challenge was I think just sustaining ourselves, and we wanted to create this book. So this is the book that eventually we wanted to create this book, Menstrupedia comic. Uh, but you know, but we did not know how to pitch this business to the business experts. We had limited funds. We moved to a very small, like we sold all our furniture. We moved to a very small place. Just very super cost effective one room flat we moved into. But our funds were drying up because Tuhin and I were the only two people who was working on this idea. So whenever we would go pitch to business experts, they would say that something like this is not going to work, and we were struggling with that. I mean, we also did not understand the how, I would say, how to pitch your idea. But we knew that what is the need of the audience, and people were just loving Menstrupedia website. People, I mean, if anybody who would come across Menstrupedia's website would write about it. So we learn the business acumen, I would say, um, over a period of time, and it's been an amazing journey of learning a lot of things. But yeah, the struggle was not as much that it would stop us from not doing it.
It's really interesting, ma'am. So, what were your initial views on puberty and how they have progressively changed or evolved now? Do you think the society has a juxtaposition of male and female puberty? If there's a need to create more awareness about the changes gone through by a male as well, how would you approach this, ma'am?
Hmm, that's a good question, Kamali. Okay, so I think I've started from just dreading my periods. I've started loving menstruation, and I have just made sure that whoever comes in the orbit of Menstrupedia, and I am a menstrual educator, so my whole life's purpose is to make sure that people view menstruation in a positive light. But how I perceived menstruation and how menstruation experience was for me, and all facing through all the taboo, all of that actually led to the creation of Menstrupedia. So that perception has changed. But I also feel that apart from teaching girls about periods at the right time, we are hugely lacking in talking about puberty and the changes that happens during puberty in boys body also. And for that we are making a book called Gulu, and that is why I'm bringing this up also, so that I can say that we are doing something about it. And I keep saying that we as a society, we raise our girls with shame. We start teaching them shame at a very early age. Be shameful about your body, be shameful about your periods. Be ashamed of how you shouldn't sit like that, be ashamed of opening your hair, laughing too much, all of that. And we raise our boys with ignorance. We don't kind of tend to tell them what is going inside their, what is happening with their emotions and what is happening with their physical body. We don't talk to them about nightfall, we don't talk to them about masturbation, how to behave around girl. how to talk about bullying, peer pressure, addiction, all of those things. And this is what we are going to also teach. So collectively, I think um, if we do it together, we would raise, a generation of boys and girls, or men and women, who are empowered about periods, and at the same time who know how to behave around the other gender. And I think that would be a very beautiful world to live in.
That's really nice, ma'am. While menstruation is still an uneasy topic to be talked about publicly and still considered it a taboo in India, despite this, what fascinated you to work in this field, ma'am?
So, like I said, because of my own experience of facing the taboo, I have faced all of those things. Don't enter the kitchen. Not enter the kitchen. Entering kitchen was there in my house, but not touching this, not touching that. I was considered impure. I used to. So wherever I am today has to do a lot with how much my parents supported me and sacrificed for me, actually. But when it came to access to sanitary napkin, I did not have access to sanitary napkin, not because my parents couldn't afford it, because buying of sanitary napkin in itself was considered shameful. And then I would often get rashes, all of those, using them. So I grew up with a lot of stigma. uh, Tuhin, on the other hand, he did not, I mean, he knew, I mean, he didn't know that menstruation, something like this, exist, like all the boys. Um, he i think my perception about menstruation only changed when, for the first time, I started talking about periods with a male person, and this was Tuhin Paul. And then it became our purpose of our life. We did a classroom project, then a diploma project, and now we run a company together. And this, my school was also very small, so our biology teacher skipped the chapter, asking us to go through it on our own. All of these experiences shaped us to what we do now. But it was really that one, the pivotal moment was that one conversation that I had with Tuhin, where I said that, girls get these periods and there's so much blood. So, and Tuhin got really baffled. He was like, what? You bleed so much and you don't die, and you're saying all of this is normal, and above all of this, there is so much of social, like, cultural layering to this. So, being the curious person that he is, he went on the internet, looked for information, came back, shared all those information with me. And then we realized that, and we were studying this. This was a time when we were studying at the National Institute of Design. Um, After doing our, you know, uh, completing our engineering. So, being so well educated, also, we were so ill informed about menstruation. That thought led to, and we were studying communication design. We could see that it's not a very complex subject. So menstruation is a very, very easy biological process. In fact, a process by which everybody who is there in this conversation today is born because we were all incubated inside our mother's womb. Because our mothers could have their periods, we were all born. Um, so um, and it's a very simple process. Every month there is an egg that gets matured, from one of the ovaries through the fallopian tube. It travels to the uterus prepares a lining for fertilization if a sperm gets in. If this fertilization does not happen, which by the way happens most of the time, we only have 2 to 3 brothers or sisters, so fertilization does not take place a lot of times. It just 2 or 3 or 4 times max, but all the rest of the time the lining of the uterus is shed out of the body. Very simple biological process. Somehow it is not being taught in school. Somehow people are not comfortable talking about it. And we saw it more like a communication design problem. We saw it more like dealing with a human behavior and a human emotion, which is a sense of shame about their bodies. So so we realized that we could do something about it, to make sure that, to create an environment where menstruation becomes a comfortable thing, where we can create an environment where people can talk about menstruation. And that is where our journey started. We use storytelling, comic books, safe spaces to talk about menstruation. And it's really been amazing that 10,000, actually more than 10,500 schools in India have adopted this book as a part of their curriculum. Apart from India, the books are locally printed in 6 to 7 different countries and distributed. So worldwide, people are using these tools to teach and learn about menstruation, and very comfortably they are doing so.
That sounds really interesting, ma'am. Talking more about the company, were there any problems in the entrepreneurial facet of Menstopedia? How did you manage to overcome them?
So it is a rough path, the entrepreneurial path, but it's a very, very interesting and fulfilling and magical path. So it's an unknown path if you're not coming from a business background. So Tuhin and I did not have a business background. We had a technical background, and then we had a design background. We understood human behavior and human needs, but we couldn't, have a lot of insight in terms of what works in the market and all of those things. But I really think that if you are a designer, if you understand the human behavior and human needs, your entrepreneurial journey is going to be very easy. And whatever you learn it on the journey. So about sales, marketing, scaling up, hiring people, dealing with people, production, all of these we learn throughout our journey, and that has been really amazing. Fundraising for sure was a challenging part because our money was drying up. We had just 2.5 lakhs of saving, and we left a very high paying job, and nobody wanted to invest, and all that we needed was just 4 lakhs rupees in 2013. So we did crowdfunding. So we wanted 4 lakhs, and people invested, people crowdfunded and contributed, and it became 5.15 lakh to develop this book and get 1,000 copy printed. After that, we have not needed. I mean, we have been bootstrapped all these years, but nothing has stopped us from growing, translating the content into different languages. So right now the books are in, I think, 18 languages. um, we have educational resources, we have masterclass for people. So whatever we have learned, we are giving all that knowledge to people who want to build a business in these kind of topics and sector. So so yeah, you learn through your journey. Very recently I learned how to hire, because we are scaling up, and we are looking for interns and for people on full-time positions also. Yeah.
That sounds impressive. For the young girls out there, several social stigmas and superstitions are imposed on them, creating an absurd environment. As a parent, what sort of advice should be given to them?
Hmm. So if there is just two lines advice to parents, I would say that, dear parents, if you are ashamed of your periods, dear mothers, if you are ashamed of your periods, your daughters would be too. So please be period positive. That's one advice, two-line advice. A longer answer: be informed about menstruation. Menstruation, if your daughter is not getting period, that is a problem. If she's getting her periods, it means that it is a very healthy process. And you know why it is important as a parent to talk about menstruation? Because you at your generation can ensure the kind of conversation your granddaughter or great granddaughter will receive on menstruation. How? So the kind of wisdom that I had about periods came from my mother, and she got it from her mother. So my nanny decided the kind of wisdom that I will have about menstruation, and how do I see my menstruation when I get it for the first time. Um, so at this generation, if you are having the right attitude and the right kind of information and the right kind of conversation at the right time with your daughter, which is not very easy to do. I mean, you can always take help from the internet. You can use Menstrupedia comic, Hello Periods video. Menstrupedia resources are absolutely for free in your language. Whatever part of India you are, the educational resources would be there in your language. um, have the conversation. You can actually ensure how your great granddaughter would view periods. Isn't it amazing? Just do that bit, no?
Yes, ma'am. So, as Menstopedia breaks down, what was the reaction of parents to the awareness event conducted?
Whose parents? My parents or parents in general?
Yeah, parents in general as well as your parents.
Okay, so Tuhin and I started this company because of our own taboo, and started working on a topic like this. So, obviously, there was a discomfort. But my mother was a part of my project. So my mother was the editor of the prototype that we created. That was done in the first prototype, or the first version of the content was done in Hindi, my mother tongue. So she is a professor of Hindi Sahitya ka Itihas. So she is a professor of Hindi literature. So she was the editor, and Tuhin and I would run through all our material through her and my brothers and in their family. So that itself was quite a magical journey in terms of how the family became very comfortable. And very recently, all my mausies, like all my aunts and my cousins, participated in my master class. So my master class is a 2-hour master class where I share how can you become a menstrual educator and all those things. So that is when we are creating this book on boys puberty, it is called Gulu. Then Tuhin's father is the first user, so we run the book through him, and there was a huge conversation about masturbation with him, but an amazing one, quite interesting. uh, but the reaction of the parents in large, you should actually go and read the reviews on our Amazon page. I think we are trusted by, I mean, to be precise, we are trusted by 1.5 lakhs Indian parents to teach their daughters about menstruation. So parents really trust us. Apart from that, there are so many amazing testimonials that there is a workshop on parents that we did with collaboration with Stay Free, and there were hundreds of parents who participated. We also have a workshop for parents and daughter, and it's really amazing. Just last Sunday, there was this workshop, and there was a gynecologist in my class, and she said that even though I'm a gynecologist, even though I will tell my daughter how she wants to, what she needs to do about menstruation, but I wanted to bring in an attitudinal change. I wanted to grow her with a right kind of attitude and a right kind of, a right kind of conversation. And because of that, even we have a lot of things to learn from you. So the reaction has been really, really overwhelming and positive.
That's really fascinating. So how can we improve this awareness among co-ed college students
Co-ed college students. So how old are these students
in
in general?
general?
Okay. Okay. So I think boys, whoever these boys are and who are listening, please, and girls also, just imagine that one conversation in college changed the course of our lives, and it became a full-fledged project and a source of inspiration, money, pride, legacy for us. So what can more and more conversation about periods can do? But I really think that the change has to start from home. So if you want to change the world, have that conversation with your brother. Have that, if you are a brother, have that conversation with your sister. Have that conversation with your batchmate. Menstruation really is not a very complex process. It's a biological process, and it's really amazing that when you open up with girls about periods, there are so many other things that you can open about conversation about masculinity, conversation about how to behave around girls, what are your emotional thoughts, how do you see the your role or the pressure or the male stereotype affecting you. So there are so many perks, and there is always this perk of being the good boyfriend. Because Tuin cared a lot about me during my periods. I knew that he's the guy. I mean, we went ahead, we got married, we had this company, we have a child. um, Quite a good, I mean, you can get extra brownie points by for buying pads and talking about periods. So quite nice. But I also think that to create an equal world and to have that open conversation, but rather than saying that, hey, you are a guy or you are a girl who is very like, you have mood swings, and you are a guy who do not understand girl, that conversation needs to change, and it has to be a longer dialogue. You guys can okay. So there is this amazing film called The Great Indian Kitchen. This is a Malayali film. It is on Knee Stream. Download it. I mean, no, I mean, pay Knee Stream. It's only for, I think, 200 rupees or something, and five people can. I mean, you can watch this film for 5 days. So do that and watch that film. That film is quite an eye opener in terms of what patriarchy can do, and what is period taboo doing to our society. So you can do that. You can, I mean, you can take this interview as an opportunity to talk about menstruation and just comment on whether it is a good business or bad business. How would you do it? How would you have, how would you have made a, written an article or made a website or an app for solving a problem like this? But the problem is really huge. Just in case, if you are thinking of taking an entrepreneurial route when it comes to these menstruation, the problem is really huge. 1.3 crore girls in India reach puberty, and 23% of the girls start to drop out from school. So the numbers are really large and opportunity is really, really very much. I hope I've answered your question, Kamali.
Yeah, ma'am. That was a wonderful explanation, ma'am.
Okay.
So, what are the exciting events do we have to look out from Menstopedia in the near future?
Near future. Okay. So one of the exciting thing is that Menstrupedia is giving a lot of internships. So if there is an opening, do apply for it. We are looking for UX designer. We are looking for communication people, all of that. So really, I mean, there is so much of work that you guys, I mean, you can do. You can write for Menstrupedia's blog. That's a little. Is it sounding like a pitch? No, I mean, these are some of the good events. But these that Menstrupedia is expanding, and we're looking for hiring people, very driven people, and we don't offer free internships. We always pay people very nicely. That's one thing. The second thing is a book. I'm very excited about Gulu. Some or the other thing is always coming up. The whole lockdown thing came and it's getting delayed. But the way Menstrupedia changed people perception about periods and gave people tool to talk about periods, Gulu is going to give the Indian parents to talk about masculinity, to tell the right kind of have the right kind of conversation with their sons, and this is also going to be in all languages, so that is going to be there. We have our masterclass. I'm always excited about my masterclass, sharing all that we knew about business, design, sales, how to pitch, how to raise money. All of these is given. It happens probably if twice every month. So I'm always looking. So my next masterclass is on 13th, and I'm super duper excited because these master classes are attended by gynecologists, entrepreneurs, students, research scholars. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But on a larger scale, the bigger dream is to fix the sex ed scenario in India.
That sounds very interesting, ma'am. And with that, we have reached the end of the interview. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
enlighten us with your wise words. National Service Scheme takes all the pleasure in having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.